the world behind the life we call normal. Most of us wake up each morning, rarely think about how many human beings has helped us make this morning possible. We turn on a light, we make a cup of tea or coffee, we pick up a phone, we put food on the table, our children go to school. When many of us are ill, we can seek many medical advice, and all those things aren't equally accessible, even in a wealthy country. They are so familiar that it's easy to forget something extraordinary. Our everyday lives are connected to people all over the planet. The foods in our kitchen may have been grown thousands of miles away. The clothes on our back may contain cotton grown in one country, fabric produced in another, and garments stitched together somewhere else. Our phones contain materials extracted from the earth, processed across different countries, manufactured into components, assembled, shipped across the ocean, and eventually placed in our hands. Behind one ordinary object can be miners, farmers, factory workers, engineers, drivers, sailors, warehouse workers, shop workers, who will never meet each other, yet their lives are connected, and eventually they connect with ours. That should make us think, because whilst humanity has created incredible technologies, medicines, communications, transport, and wealth and benefits of that process remain deeply unequal. There are still people walking miles for clean water, children growing up without reliable education, families struggling to find enough food, workers doing dangerous jobs for wages that barely support them, communities living alongside enormous natural wealth whilst receiving very little prosperity created from it. There are people trying to raise families while surrounded by conflict, displacement and instability. We shouldn't look at those people with pity. We should recognise them as our equals. Because this isn't about blaming ordinary people in Britain, America, Europe or anywhere else for having electricity, healthcare, education or technology. Nor is it about pretending every inequality has one simple cause. History is complicated. Governments, corporations, wars, corruption, exploitation, geography, trade, histories, political decisions and local leadership have all played different roles in creating the world we inherit. But acknowledging complicity shouldn't never become an excuse for ignoring suffering. And acknowledging injustice doesn't require us to hate one another. It requires us to ask better questions. Where do the things we buy actually come from? Who produced them? What were they paid? Who owns the resources? Who receives the profits? Who carries the environmental cost? Who carries the human cost? And when governments act internationally under national flags, are ordinary citizens properly informed about what's being done in their name? Because a flag belongs to the people, it should never become a blank cheque for unnecessary suffering. If actions are taken in our name, whether through war, foreign policy, trade or economic decisions, then democracy, accountability matters. We should be able to ask, what was done? Why was it done? Who benefited? Who suffered? And could we have chosen differently? Accountability isn't hatred of your own country. Wanting your country to behave honourably can be an expression of caring deeply about it. And perhaps the next stage of human progress isn't simply producing more, perhaps it's learning to share opportunities more fairly. Imagine what becomes possible when every child has clean water, when education isn't determined to where you were born, when workers aren't forced to choose between dangerous conditions and starvation, when countries rich in resources can use that wealth to improve the lives of their own people, when scientific knowledge is used to prevent suffering rather than merely generating profit, when diplomacy becomes something celebrated as much as military strength, And when humanity finally understands something incredibly simple, helping another part of the world rise doesn't require us to fall. A healthier, better educated and more secure humanity benefits everyone. More scientists, more doctors, more engineers, more farmers, more artists, more teachers, more ideas. More people capable of contributing their talent in our shared future. Billions of human minds existing on this planet. Imagine how much potential remains undiscovered simply because somebody was born without the opportunities another person takes for granted. That's why this message isn't about guilt. This message is about recognition. Recognising the farmer, recognising the miner, recognising the factory worker, recognising the sailor, recognising the nurse, recognising the teacher. Recognise the child whose future should matter just as much as our own children's future. And recognise that humanity has already built an interconnected world. Our economics are connected, our technologies is connected, our food systems are connected, our climate is connected, our communication is connected, our futures are connected. So perhaps now our responsibility must catch up with our technology. Let's hold those entrusted with power accountable without turning ordinary people against one another. Let's question decisions made under our flag without hating the people living beneath one another. Let's demand fairer trade, safer working conditions, access to clean water, education, healthcare and genuine opportunities for communities to build their own futures. Let's stop believing humanity has to remain divided between winners and losers, because the goal shouldn't be to drag anybody down. The goal should be about lifting humanity up. Not one country above another, not one race above another, not one religion above another, not one class above another, but billions of different human beings finally recognise how much we already depend on one another. The world has become connected. Now let's make it fairer. Let's empower the whole of human race. One planet, many cultures, many nations, one human heartbeat, and one shared future.